your convention planning, we are tracking the attendance of all sessions by a show of hands. Please indicate if you are a caller. And leave them up because I have to count them.
What are you asking? Callers. Raise your hand.
If you are not a caller, raise your hand. Thank you. I got you already. To start this off, I want to introduce our presenter, Mr. Ray Owens. Please pay attention. This is important stuff, so there's going to be a test afterwards. Raised by wolves and a duck named Max. Ray isn't a caller, but he takes great delight in poking fun at every chance he gets. At 20-plus year hiatus from dancing, he ended in 2016. We let him come back. He was godsmacked by square dancing's marketing that was stuck in the 60s and 70s. Virtually no online presence, no e-commerce, and no apparent leadership to correct those problems. Ray took it upon himself to bring square dancing into the 21st century. He built websites, introduced several states to online registrations, and by building the Evansville National Convention site. He is also responsible for the very first true online registration for national conventions. Currently, he is the webmaster for over 120 clubs, callers, events, and organizations, including Tony Doxendine, Buddy Weaver, Jack Platty, Shauna Cara, Royal Records, Jet Roberts, Chic Records, Mike Seastrom, GSI Caller School, and the 76th National Convention. All of the Ohio conventions and executive committee websites for CALLERLAB Foundation, and many more. Coupling with his photography and video skills with an artificial intelligence, he's transforming square dancing marketing into a vehicle to help organizations connect our activity with the modern audiences. Through his website, Ray offers promotional videos, marketing images, tutorials, and event scheduling for free to clubs and organizations looking for modern promotional material and assistance. Ray told me to keep this going as long as I could for 45 minutes, so all he has to do at the end is say, are there any questions? I present to you Mr. Ray Owens. One more housekeeping. If you have a question, don't have to be running around. Before you can speak, say your name and where you're from so we can keep it on the tape. Thank you.
It's on? It's on. You're short about 41 minutes.
I'm always short. It's not me, mine's off.
That means go.
That means go. Hi, my name is Ray Owens. Thank you for being here today. For those of you who have not had the pleasure to meet in person, I'm not a square dance caller. I've been a dancer. We're just going to round it up for 50 years now, for crying out loud. We're going to talk today about the video production, editing, and marketing those videos. Kathy shut the door back there. I have noticed that the executive committee keeps inviting me back to CALLERLAB, but none of them ever show up to these things. and they don't watch the videos that I'm making either.
Somebody there.
Who is?
Barry.
Oh, well, Barry.
I'm not on the executive.
I do Barry's website, so he's held hostage here. So for the next hour, we're just going to tell jokes and drink beer and eat pizza. So that's okay with you. Hey, there's really only ever been one question when it comes to square dancing. In the 50 years I've been doing this, there's really only been one question, how do we gain new dancers? How do we grow our clubs? And there's always ever just one answer. And the group that was in here before had it. It's marketing. It's marketing. It's the methods of marketing that change over time, not marketing itself, okay? 50 years ago, the answer to that, how do we grow our clubs, would have been, hey, you throw an ad in the newspaper, you put out some flyers and you go to the community things, and that's how you gain people, because that's where the eyeballs are. Today, in the 21st century, in the first quarter of the 21st century, the answer, of course, is social media, because that's where the eyeballs are today. But in both cases, 50 years ago and today, the best way to advertise has always been video. Tell a story. Show me, not tell me, okay? You can, if a picture's worth 1,000 words, then a video's got to be worth at least 10,000 words, right? 50 years ago, we couldn't afford, the average person couldn't afford to create video. We didn't have the money for those huge monster professional cameras which cost $250,000 a pop, or a broadcast studio to actually broadcast the signal over the 3 channels that you had at the time. Nor could you afford to edit videos because it required massive machines and limited software for it today. But in 2025, we all carry around a world-class movie camera in our pockets. We all have one of these for the most part. The internet is by far the greatest publishing tool in the history of man. If you can get a connection to the internet, you can publish your stories, your videos, your text. You can publish all that stuff. The barriers to being able to be published and be heard and to get your story out have come to nothing now. Anybody can go out and do that. And video editing software pretty much is free. In fact, the 2 examples that I'm going to be talking about are, for the most part, free. And I'll tell you that they're not free, but for the most part, that they are free. Okay, first of all, let's talk about, real briefly, gathering the video in the first place. These things, cell phones. They are world-class cameras. The people who build these things know that it's not videographers that are using them. It's the average Joe and Jane on the street who all they want to do is point and shoot and take a video and then post it to their Facebook account so that the grandkids can see it. That's what they want to do with it. They don't want to worry about ISO or aperture or shutter speed or any of that kind of crap. Point and shoot, that's what I want to do. And these are perfect for that, all right? Those 2 cameras that you see right there, CALLERLAB bought those at my advice, okay? And what they are Galaxy Samsung S9s. They are the last of the Galaxy series that allowed you to put in a micro SD card. Everything after the S9s, the hard drive is built in. You can't expand the memory anymore. You just have to pay more for it. So you can go with a bottom line S9, and you can pick them up for about anywhere from $50 to $125 on eBay, and they're great phones. They ended support in 2024, I believe, for the S9s itself, and for Android 11, which is the latest thing they'll run on, ended either this year or early last year or something like that. But it doesn't matter. I'm not making phone calls with them. Okay, I'm not going on the internet with them. All I'm using is that camera on there. Okay, they're great in low light situations, and they're perfect. I use 2 of them when I go to a dance, at least 2 of them. One to point to the caller, okay? One to point to the dancers. And when I get into the editing thing, you're going to kind of see why, all right? You see both perspectives when I'm done editing what's going on there. Let me show you one other tool that I use frequently. This is a gimbal, okay? I think it cost me about $75. It's made by DJI, which is the same group that makes all the drones and everything. So their stabilization technology is second to none. A lot of the people that are going to watch your videos didn't come to the dance, but they want to see their friends, you know, or it's a distance away, you know, and I couldn't make it or so. But I'd sure like to see all my friends out there dancing. And the problem with this kind of thing, well, it's a great setup. If you got it pointed to a square, it's pointed to just that one square, okay? Which is nice if your friends are in that one square. But you take one of these things and you put your cell phone on it, and then you walk in between the squares. And you're pointing that thing the whole time as you walk through, all right? And it makes for some awesome videos. I call them walkabouts. And I got a whole bunch of them. They make for great marketing materials too for your club. When you want to highlight and showcase your club dancing everything, seeing somebody walk through a whole group of people, you know, it's a majestic thing. Yes, sir.
Do you have an example of that right now you can show us?
I have an example I will get to.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, let me point out this. I know the rules say, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Joanne Gibbons from
Oh, hi.
Carlisle, Ohio. And I was wanting you to repronounce that and maybe spell it for me, Gamble or whatever. it is.
Gimbal. 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 And that's just a noun. It's not a proper noun. I mean, it's not a brand name. DJI is the brand name of that gimbal, but there are tons of others too. But that one works for me. I think I've had 4 of them.
Well, I know what it is, but I think for the rest of you,
Wait,
we should explain
hold on a second, hold on a
what the
second.
gimbal actually
Hold on a
does.
second.
Who are you? Where are you from? I'm Mark from California.
Hi, Mark.
I know what a gimbal is. I own a DJI one, but I think for the benefit of people who don't know what it is, what's the difference between having a gimbal and just walking around with the camera?
Excellent question. Excellent question. As you're moving around, your body, you know, in your hand, it does this, but with the stabilization it's a nice, smooth, even flow. It looks very nice. Eric had asked us a minute ago if I have a video of that, and I'll show one to you here in a little bit of me walking through the General Butler Bash that we did back in January. Oh, no, we're okay. We're good. Yeah. Again, the rules say that I'm not supposed to mention my own product, so I won't. Just ignore that thing at the top up there, okay? But if you go to that site that I'm not supposed to say, all right, and then go to tutorials on the menu, scroll all the way down, and at the very end are some video articles that I did for Buddy Weaver's American Square Dance. I'm a regular contributor to American Square Dance. The one from March 2023, and you got to scroll down just a little bit to get to it.
Thinking back to the time when we used to care, the headspace, the friend.
Shh, stop. The one from March 23, I give you all of the equipment that I use. There's links in the YouTube video that tell you exactly what parts, exactly what cameras I buy, exactly what tripods I buy, and everything else too. So, SquareDanceTech.com, go to tutorials, scroll all the way down, look at the American Square Dance videos, pick the March 23 edition of that, and it will give you my complete list of what you need to do one of these at your dance. Okay? Now, anybody do video editing already? Okay, how many of you are
Video editing.
How many are really beginners at video editing? Okay, this is going to be more of a beginning level. All right, we're not going to go a lot in detail about how to edit stuff because we can spend years going over that. We're not going to do a lot of that. So first off, let me talk to you about the computer itself. All right, video editing is one of the most intensive things for a computer to have to do. This particular laptop has an i7 processor. It has 16 gigabytes of RAM. It has the basic graphics card that came with it. It's not much processing power to it. For everything other than video editing, it does a knockout job, okay? I personally edit 2, 3, 4 videos every single day. So my computer at home is a monster. It's got a big graphics card. It's got an i9 chip, 64 gigabyte RAM. I mean, it's just a monster. If you're doing that kind of video, if you're doing 2 to 5 videos a day, you're going to need one of those or else you'll pull your hair out at how slow the processing can be. Doesn't mean your 386 SX can't do it. It just, you push a button and then maybe go retire, for a while, because it's gonna take a while on a slower computer. But if you're only doing 1 or 2 videos a month, well, hell, just about any computer on the market should be able to take care of that. I cannot speak of Apple's, so I apologize for that. I've never worked on an Apple, so I don't know where to go there. Let's see. I'm sorry, somebody said something?
They're great, is what somebody
Apples are great?
They're delicious.
A lot of the video editing that you're doing, if you think about it, it's getting rid of stuff that you don't want in there. All right? You want to show the dancers. You want to show the dancers having a good time. You want to show the callers calling. You don't want to show the 50-50 split. You don't want to do the announcements. Nobody wants to watch that crap. Put the dancers on there. And what I have found from, let me go back and establish my bona fides just a little bit. Over here, this is my YouTube channel, and it says 1.8 thousand videos. So I've done a couple of them. I posted a couple of them on YouTube. There's a gentleman by the name of Andy Abels or Abelies. He passed away last year, and I believe he had me beat for a while. I think he had like 1 point, but Andy got a whole lot more views than I ever did in releasing his videos and stuff. But as far as I know, I've got more Square Dance videos right now than anybody else on earth. Okay, so again, a lot of the video editing stuff that you want to do, basically the idea is you're getting rid of stuff. You're getting rid of the 50/50, you're getting rid of the talk and everything. And what I have found in doing 1.8 thousand videos on there is YouTube gives me some great statistics, so I can see who's watching what, how long they're watching the videos, when do they drop off the videos and things like that. And for the most part, if it's a hash tip, they're going to stop after 3 minutes. They're done. Doesn't matter how long you're going to make it, they're going to stop after 3 minutes. So unless it's a hash record I really, really like, I'll just edit it to 3 minutes, be done with it, put my stuff on there and go. Singing calls, really the same thing. They'll stop watching about 3 minutes into it. But singing calls are also a showcase for the callers. So I wind up using usually the entire singing call. Let me, hang on just a second. Barry, do I have this on your site? Barry? Do I have a showcase on your site?
Yeah, I've got some videos up there, but I'm not sure what it is dancing. It's mostly instructional stuff.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks. This is Jack's site, and you see here he's got, I think it's 175 videos. Every time I'm in a room with Jack, I'm recording a video, and we simply post it to his YouTube channel. Then, because thank you, excuse me. In running the websites that I do, I get a lot of throughput for one-night parties, which I then farm out to different callers that I know are available and everything. And it's easy for me to tell the person that sent a request in for a one-night party, hey, go out to their website, look at their media. You can see them in action. So I know the last little bit, the last marketing thing that was in there just a few minutes ago, they were finishing up with marketing yourself. You can't beat video for doing that. All right, somebody can go and, if you're a caller, somebody can go and watch what you do, how you do it, how you sound, how you look and everything. You cannot beat video for marketing purposes, all right? I told you I was going to talk about two different softwares that are both free. We're going to start with this one. This is called CapCut, all right? Millions and millions of people use CapCut.
Where do you see that?
Up in the very corner,
Oh, okay.
yeah, CapCut. Just for, it's a Chinese company. If that makes any difference to you, it doesn't to me, but it's a Chinese company. So, you know, some people raise privacy concerns. Again, it doesn't bother me. CapCut, if you have never, ever done video editing before, this is probably your baby here, all right? There are zillions and zillions of YouTube videos that will walk you through every stage of how to use this. From the, I've never touched a video editor before, to I'm about to win an Oscar for video editing, and everything in between, okay? In my opinion, and I want to express this, it's only my opinion, some of the special effects that CapCut does are, they appeal to teenagers. They're adolescent things, you know, they have heart emojis appearing in the middle of the video. I don't want to see that in the middle of a Square Dance video, okay? And these are not invalid special effects, it's just, I don't have any use for most of them. CapCut has both a free and a paid version, but it seems like every time I've looked at CapCut recently, they keep putting more and more of their, what I think are essential things, behind their paywall. There was a way of masking out the background so that you could, like, take a figure. Like I could be videoing Ken right now, mask him out and put a different background behind him. They put that behind their paywall. That was a really handy tool to have there, okay? CapCut goes for $20 a month. Their professional version is $20 a month. It's $240 a year. They do have a yearly thing. It goes for $180 if you want to pay the whole thing up front. But that's $180 every year that you have to pay for this. Now, this is the software that I use. This is called DaVinci Resolve. They just released their version 20. In opposition to CapCut, it's kind of a learning wall to learn. All all right? It's a little more difficult to learn than CapCut
Is it also free?
Yes, it is absolutely free. It is made by a company called Blackmagic Design. And what Blackmagic Design does is they build these high-end cameras, these $20,000, $30,000 camera, and they want you to buy the camera, so they give their software away for free. This is the free version of the software that I'm running on my laptop here. I have the paid version of the software at home, and I got the paid version because it offered, I was shooting a wedding for a square dance buddy of mine, and they were doing it outside. It was next to a very busy road. And the paid version had a voice isolation function in it. So I paid the $295 for it, and it worked perfectly. It blocked out all the background noise, and all you heard were the valves, which was exactly what I was going for. For the most part, I don't use the paid stuff that comes with it, and that $295 I paid was a one-time deal, all right? Updates for the rest of my life, completely free, as opposed to CapCut, where it's at $180 or $240 a year. I'm not recommending one or the other. I don't get nobody's sending me a refund check if I oppose or say about one over the other. Like CapCut, there are zillions of videos out here for DaVinci Resolve that will show you every step of how to do it. I mean, from the very beginning. Here's how you turn the software on. Here's how you install the software. Here's how to import your raw files and everything so that we can edit it. Teach you what a video line is, an audio line, and all that other stuff. It is great software. The reason why I went with this is I started working with a software called Adobe After Effects. And the files that they were generating, the software that I had been using beforehand couldn't read them. So I'm like, damn, I gotta change and do something else. DaVinci was free, downloaded it, and to this day, I've been using it 6 or 7 years. I learn something every week. I subscribe to about 4 or 5 different YouTube channels of guys that's all they do is this software. And I learned something new every single week. In fact, I reviewed a lot of the videos this week just to make sure that I was giving you the most up-to-date information that I could. It's powerful software. It's immensely powerful software. I have yet to find anything in video editing that I can't do with this software yet. There are components to it that I don't even know how to use them yet. But it takes the place of several other softwares, and if you're apt with it and everything, you'll be fine. But again, both of those softwares have a free version. Both of them have a paid version. I don't think anybody in here will need the paid version of DaVinci Resolve, though you might on CapCut. CapCut, in my opinion, is better for beginners. DaVinci Resolve, go with it if you really want to get serious about video editing and everything. That'll be your tool there. Okay. So I'm gonna. Any questions to this point? Anybody? Okay. This is DaVinci Resolve. All right. Ron, I'm gonna get you to hang on to this for here because I can do a lot of typing. Let me get rid of all of this. Thank you. Whether you go with CapCut or whether you go with DaVinci Resolve, any video editor on the market today can do the stuff that I'm about to show you. Simply cutting the files at a particular point, fading them in and out, adding images, a logo or something like that, any of them. So don't let my recommendations over CapCut and DaVinci Resolve. If there's another tool that somebody's told you, go try it, especially if it's free. What the hell? But they will all do everything that I'm about to do here, okay? So, there you go, boss. I'm going to pull this over here right now just to show what I was talking about a while ago. This is the walkabout video that I shot at the General Butler dance. Now, it's jerky, again, because this is a slower machine. It doesn't have all the horsepower that my monster does back at the house. But again, I'm walking in between the dancers, and thank goodness I know how to square dancer kind of sort of a little bit. When they call something, I know where the dancers are going to be, and I know where the walk to scoot between the square or something like that. Although sometimes I screw up and somebody runs into me. So anyway, these again are the walkabout kind of videos are really good for marketing. So there you go, Tonto. Let's see here. We're going to start with this video here. All right, and you can see that, you know, they're just kind of standing around waiting for, oh, there's some ugly guy. All right, so what you want to do is kind of cut that mess out. All right, get it to the point where you see him dancing. There we go. We'll cut it there. I'm not going to bother to tell you all the keyboard shortcuts that I'm using. And then I'm going to, let's see, that was at the 251 point. Let's go to 5. There we go. They're standing again. And I'm going to cut it there. Get rid of this part because I don't need this part of the video. And if you were to post just this, then this would be a perfectly valid video for your club or for your dance or anything, without doing anything special except cutting out the crap that I didn't want in there in the first place, and I'm just showing dancers, you know, wind in their face dancing and everything. This would be perfectly acceptable, okay? So let's show a couple of modifications to get your videos just a step higher, all right? This is an easy one. This is, all I'm really doing is dragging this one little tick mark here, and this little tick mark on the end. In fact, I'm going to exaggerate it quite a bit. And in this particular software, what this is going to do is fade the video and the audio in and out. And it adds for just a nice touch. When it fades in, or on the other end.
Now, boys, trade, grand swing through, let me go. Everybody can be cycle now. You got
It just makes it look more professional. You know, you just added one little simple step there. You faded it in, you faded it down, and made it look more professional. All right. So let's. How many of you are old enough to remember VH1 and MTV and stuff? Well, you know, in the bottom corner of all the videos, they always showed you the title of the song, the artist, the record label that was doing everything. So, all right, we're going to add some text to this thing. Where is it, Dorothy?
Where's what?
Joe Butler.
Somerset.
Thank you. I couldn't remember. Somerset, Kentucky, January 2025. All right. I'm gonna drop this down over here, align that over here, drop the font down to about 50 instead of 96.
Your alignment didn't click, it's still centered.
Didn't? Okay, thank you. Get back over here. Come on. I should be using my mouse. Oh, my mouse is. Trans MIA, like so many other things.
Do you want one quick?
No. Change this to bold instead, and I'm going to drag this down here. There. And drag this out of the timeline just a little bit, just to give you an example. So as the video is playing, yeah, turn sound. You can see down in the corner, General Butler Bash, Somerset, Kentucky, January 2025. All right. Again, just adds another professional touch to the video. Now your viewers, whether they be on YouTube, whether they be on Facebook or something like that, I mean, you won't get the comments, where was this dance? When was this dance or thing? It was here, it was there. Throw the caller names on there. In this case here, it was Jack and Travis and Tom and Tony Oxendine. I think we're all four singing this. So you put all four of them names on there if you want to give them that. So that's one step. And like, let me stop this, like we did with the video itself,
Get a lot of exercise.
yeah. Come on. Well, my fingers are not working, but like we did the video itself, you could also fade in and out the graphics too. Fade in the graphics, the text, I should say.
So that's just from that little corner, because of course, I didn't hit the button on my record
Yeah.
when you were showing that part.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
No,
here.
it's my fault.
Let me see if I can make this work with my finger, with my fat fingers here.
It's okay.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with the mouse, it's much easier. So again, the video's playing along. We'll start it here, and then you can see that the titles themselves will actually fade in. So again, any software, any video editing software on the market will do this. Okay, it's not anything special to DaVinci Resolve in this particular. They'll all do this. Okay, every single one of them. Now let's do one other simple trick. I'm going to add at the very beginning, hopefully, get home.
So where are you getting those from?
These are simply files that are on my computer.
So this
Okay.
is all on your computer, but you took it on your phone. How do you
I took it on one of those phones.
Transferred the files.
Yeah, and I just transferred files to my computer. Does that make sense?
Well, it makes sense, it just doesn't mean I can do it.
Oh, sure. What kind of computer do you have? You have a PC or a Mac?
PC.
You have a PC? Okay. You have an Android or Apple phone?
Apple.
That's not so hard. That's not so hard.
You have to leave, I'm sorry. How do you do that, Apple man?
Phillips Peak, Indianapolis, Indiana. A lot of times if you download your video files or your pictures from your phone, you download them to Google on the cloud, and then you can get to them from your computer as well as from your phone. Google Drive or whatever, the cloud or whatever. I download mine off of Google Photos, and I can just grab it from my computer.
You should.
I don't know where, I've never done that, I don't know. You should have looked at your phone.
If that's working for you, great. That's not what I do, but that's great.
There are cables that actually interconnect between a USB port and any of the.
Will that work with an iPhone?
Yeah.
Well,
You've got an iPhone one, there's also Android one.
Got it, okay. Basically, what this gentleman over here is saying, and again, I don't know this about Al, I don't have an iPhone, is that with my Android, all I have to do is hook a cable up to it and hook up to the USB port. Windows sees this as what's called a logical drive. It just says, this is the E drive. And then I simply pull the files off of there. But you're saying that Apple basically has the same kind of cable.
This is Michael Streety, I'm from Wisconsin.
Oh, hey.
My real job is television.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I get all of those guys in and get all of their gear onto our computers so we can edit them.
But the Apple has to say, it just has a special cable.
Apple has a cable and
Excellent.
so does Android.
Okay, so again, what I've taken is my logo and I put it on the front of the video itself, so when it's just now starting playing, what you will see basically is the logo, but you'll hear the music too. And then the logo will fade out, the video will fade in, and the music, again, is already playing. Of course, I've got it muted.
Recycle. Pass to the center. Square in 3, 2, 1. Left down and out of hand. Come back, everybody say.
So these are not special things. Every software can do this. These are just some tips to help you make better looking, more professional, set you apart from everybody else. Yes, sir.
Don Beck, Massachusetts. Ray, I have been doing some minor video editing, mostly at Zoom sessions I've done with titles and things before. I started using, I use a Mac. I started using something.
You have to leave with her.
Yeah. But I have a Mac and an iPhone, so they coordinate with each other. But I don't use the iPhone. But anyway, I can't remember what I started using.
Is it Premiere Pro?
No, it's another free one. It's ShotCut.
I can't say I've heard of it, but anyway.
It's on the Mac. I've been wanting to switch over to DaVinci. The interfaces are just slightly different, but first of all, the DaVinci Resolve is on either platform, so that's good.
Yes.
And the interface is good. What I had the hardest time getting into, and you've sort of bypassed it soon after it, video editors are pretty much all the same.
Pretty much so.
But they're very confusing unless you know what you're looking for. That you've got the editing track on the bottom and the preview on the top, so if you go back a few steps for some of the people that haven't done any of it, just point out what the different parts do and such.
Thank you. Great thing, and you're absolutely right. This goes back to what I was saying, that sometimes, in particular, DaVinci Resolve has a higher learning curve, because you got to, where the hell do I look in all this stuff? My monitor that I use at the house is, one of those big things, so I can spread this software out. But on my little bitty laptop, you'll see me having to make the video smaller so that it increases the size of this video and audio track that I'm working at down here. All right, this is the video track, okay, and this is the audio track. Is that on? This is on.
Would you show us, just from bringing in a file, what comes up on your screen where, and then how you go from there? Or is that too beyond?
I can, but every software is going to be different. So, I mean, on DaVinci Resolve, it's just a matter of a Control-I, and then that opens up an import window, and then I just simply opens up Windows Explorer, and then I go pick the file that I want, pull it in from there.
Can you show where your clips are on that?
Well, they're all over.
No, but I mean, aren't they in that upper left-hand box?
They are, yes. Yeah, the actual clips that I've imported are up here in the upper left-hand box.
I think she may need to know that.
If you're going to DaVinci Resolve. Now,
well, probably, that's, because you mentioned it, that's all I would know, and it sounds
yeah,
like
and to your points here, CapCut has them in kind of the same general location in the upper left-hand corner, but not all softwares do. Some of them stick them down below. Adobe After Effects that I use is a completely different kind of video editor, and there's times even I go, where the hell are my files? Because it has opening and closing of windows, and I sometimes hit the wrong switch, and then I have to go drink.
By the way, I'm Kelly Purcell.
Hi, Kelly.
I'm from Regina, near Regina in Saskatchewan, Canada.
Oh, nice to have you.
So yeah, I need to know everything because I don't know where to start other than
that's okay. And as I suggested at the beginning of this, we don't have years to cover every single aspect of it. So I would encourage you to go to YouTube and simply type in DaVinci Resolve, and you will see a million videos that will come up and cover every aspect of it.
Here in California, so this may be a little off topic, so I'm gonna let you finish whatever you're doing here. But one of the things that really gets me in every video that I see square dancing, and also a lot of other videos, is the sound quality. Sound quality is marginal at best because whatever the microphone picks up to the phone itself. And I know, and I did this one time, a long time, I was able to patch and direct from my Hilton into my iPhone to do it right. You want to discuss that a little bit so we get a little better sound quality? Because I'll tell you, when people out there in the public looking at that, they're not square dancing, what they hear is a lot of rinky-dink sound in the background and a bunch of visuals.
I agree, and that's a good point. It's beyond the scope of what we're talking about, but real briefly, All right, if you can only afford a 2-camera setup, make sure you get close to the speaker, or because that's gonna get rid of a lot of the ambient noise to get it to the speaker. Now I use, it's gone right out of my head. I have these sound recording devices that are not expensive at all, and I always check with the caller. Can I hook it up to your low aux output? And what that does is it gives me the direct sound from the microphone itself, and then I marry that back to the videos, which I'm going to show you here in just a second, kind of how to do some of the merging and everything. But that gives me the absolute cleanest sound. Now, when I'm at something like the national conventions and I'm doing a lot of the videos there, I can't be messing with that. So I just always make sure I put one phone next to the speakers. It's going to nearly blow out the sound anyway. But I'm going to get good clean sound, and I'll get just enough of the ambiance of the floor that makes it sound real. Okay? Does that help?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. When are we done?
3:45.
3:45. Okay, cool. Hang on. All right, I'm briefly going to delete everything here and pull the staff in on 2 and walk about here. All right, now one of the nicest things that I like about DaVinci, because it's very easy to do, I've highlighted all the clips. I'm right-clicking on my mouse, and there's something called auto-align clips. If I click on that, answer the questions that it's asking me to do based on waveform, it will compare the waveforms of the 2 different files and sync them together.
Okay, so we're talking two images?
Yeah, well, one of them, and I'll show you here.
So we're talking about two parallel cameras doing this, and you're gonna go back and forth like.
Well, not exactly.
Okay.
I'll show you what I'm gonna do here in just a minute. As soon as it gets done analyzing it and syncing up the video, but it was 2 videos shot at the same time. All right, one of them is pointing at the callers, the other is my walkabout video that I did. Now, as you were saying about sound, in the walkabout video, while it records sound, it's horrible. Because as you're walking away from the speakers, you got your back to it, and yeah, it's a horrible sound. But you don't want to pull the sound directly off the walkabout video. You want to pull it off the sound of the phone closest to the microphones if you don't have a sound device hooked up directly to the Hilton. I think it's done. It's managed to sync the videos. All right. So if you would, I'm gonna cut these videos right here. Kingdom for a mouse.
I offered.
I know you did, and I love you for it. All right, let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of this. Pull all, Control Z that. Pull all this back over the house. Okay. Now, what we have at the top video here is the actual. It's got Jack and Tom and Tony and Travis doing their bit, and everything is nice and coordinated. Again, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to put this video back up so I can see what I'm doing here. Come on, go back up. All right, I'm gonna take the staff video and I'm gonna reduce the size down to 40%, all right? Oh, boy, it's tough to see what I'm doing on the small screen. I apologize. Let me blow it back up a little bit. All right, and I'm going to take the staff video, which is now smaller, and I'm going to actually literally move it over here in the corner. All right, so now what you're going to see, and we're not going to see too much of it because again, it's trying to process 2 videos at the same time. It's going to be jerky, so I apologize for that. But this is what I do with the majority of my 2-camera videos: is I put the callers in the corner so you can see the caller coming on. Unless I'm doing, let me back up just a second. Unless I'm doing something like a caller school, Jack just had one graduated recently, and I reverse it. I put the callers in the big screen, and I put the students in the small screen because the callers need to see more of what they're doing. But for your dances, for your club dances, put the dancers up front, all right? Put the callers down in the corner, and let's see if this will play at all. and again, it's sorry, it's slow processing on this computer here, but I'm gonna, hang on to this.
Quick question, but the output of that would be a clean, non-jerky output, correct?
Absolutely, and I did one where I did all of the fades and the titles and everything else, if I can just get it to play here. You can see that the dancers are doing what the callers are calling in real time because the videos were shot at the same time, okay?
Question.
Wait, hang on. Dorothy's running.
Ray, how do you start Dean Singleton from Vail, Arizona? Where do you, how do you start the videos at the same time? So
that auto align clip I did just a minute ago, where what I do is I highlight all the videos that I want to be the same, start at the same point, and then what DaVinci Resolve does, let me go back over there to that.
Because I assume you set up the recorder near the speaker, you hit record, and then you go out with your gimbal.
Yes.
And then you hit record on that. So it's starting at a different time than
You're absolutely right.
So,
and so
your
again,
video editor marries it together.
Yeah. Let me blow this back up right quick.
So their times are synced on the TV?
Hang on. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay.
No, but on the phones, they have to be synced. No, they're synced right
This
there.
software is taking the noises that it's hearing in both and aligning them.
Okay, you see these images here? These are called waveforms, okay? They're audio files, they're called waveforms. And by right-clicking on this and telling it auto-align clips, I want it to synchronize using those waveforms. So even though I started the two cameras at two different times, at some point they're gonna jive, they're gonna be together. The same waveform because it's the same sound that's coming out, okay? One may be a little bit more muted than the other, granted, but it's still the same waveform. Briefly, we're going to talk about when you post things to YouTube and you might get a copyright claim or something like that. It's not looking at your videos, it's looking at your sound. YouTube is full of millions and millions and millions of songs. They have all the waveforms. They simply mask the waveform. If you're doing a video over a YouTube video, they're going to get you. They're going to catch you. Hey, you're using somebody else's music without permission. Okay, this is the same thing. We're using those two waveforms and we're marrying them together, and it syncs them perfectly. Does that answer your question, Dean?
Thank you.
You bet.
Yeah, so it's auto align clip.
In DaVinci Resolve, it's auto align clip. I don't know what it is in CapCut, but I knew in CapCut it is one of the features that is on the free version too.
So Kelly Brazil, Saskatchewan, Canada. That brings up the question: if you are using music, even though you have purchased it to use it for your own use, and then you are posting it, does that cause an issue?
It does, and we'll get to that. I promise you.
Oh, I have one more question.
Yeah,
so
sure.
when you set up these double cameras,
yes,
on here, one of them you take off to go do the gimbal.
Well, no, not necessarily. I own 10 of them.
Okay, so we actually need 3 if we were
Well,
going to do some kind of
yeah,
setup.
you can, but you don't have to. You know, I mean, if you clubs, there's no rich clubs out there. None of them. Everybody's stretched for money. I get it. Buy 2 of them. Then, instead of getting one where you're pointing to a square, stick it on the gimbal for that tip. Walk around without it. You know, you don't have to have all this equipment. I've seen, in fact, last night on the live feed that we did from the dance, I only had one camera on it, and I literally manually turned the camera so that it got the callers and the dancers. You can do that too. You won't get to dance, but does that answer your question, ma'am? Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, we're going to talk about, let me get back over here in my browser, about posting. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube account. They're together. Gmail opens up the door to every product that Google has. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube account automatically. You can log in with YouTube using the same credentials that you use for your Gmail, the exact same credentials. Where you want to go to post your videos is studio.youtube.com. That's where we are right now. Studio.youtube.com. All right? And then in the upper right-hand corner, it's got a little create button. And I press create, I hit upload videos, and oh Lord, it did this a while ago. It's only been my laptop for 100 years. Let's see what it's going to make me do to verify this.
Yeah, they
Asking.
about that.
They are. Okay, good. Somehow I got past it. I'm going to select the file, hopefully. Come on. Again, kill for a mouse. There we go. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to complain anymore, I'm sorry.
Move your bound.
Just complain about having to move your wristband, then you won't have to move it.
Yeah. They might as well just put that wristband over both my wrists and accounts and stuff and everything. All right, you put your title that you want to show up on there. I'm just going to leave it as it is right now. You can upload your own thumbnails if you want. I always find it kind of restricted. It's a 1 megabyte download, and my data files are bigger than that. My image files are usually bigger than that. There's a very powerful tool called playlists. I suggest you use them. Now, I've got literally hundreds of playlists because I do a lot of caller sites. So, you know, we have specific playlists for those callers when they do it. Or like General Butler. That one video goes on Tony's site, Jack's site, Travis's site, and Tom's site. I do all 4 of their websites, so you know they all get a copy of it. And it doesn't mean I have to upload it 4 times. If you've ever used Gmail, you know their folder system. It's one email with just 4 different classifications. It works the same way in the playlist. I can upload 1 video and assign it to unlimited number of playlists. So I'm not going to bother in this case assigning it to a playlist. They have started to ask questions about, is this video made for kids? Answer no every time. All right, answer no every time. Because if you don't, nobody can share the video. If you say that it's made for kids, you cannot share the videos. Nobody can put it on their own playlist or anything else either. So no, it's not made for kids, just be done with it, all right? Add subtitles, I never bother with that. I don't bother with an end screen. I don't ever bother adding cards. I never am going to get, there's a YouTuber guy named Mr. Beast. He's the most popular YouTuber on YouTube, and he gets literally millions and millions of views. The most views I think I've ever had is on a round dance video. Woohoo! Yeah, I don't know, round dance. Go away, you. Sorry, I'm trying to get to it. Yeah, it's not gonna let me.
We could just close
And it maybe it lost my file that I was doing too. Doggone thing.
No, it says uploading in the corner. Your corner said uploading.
I know, but I wanted to look at the actual rest of the video process of uploading it in there. So again, playlist, no, it's not made for kids. Always answer no. I skip all of those things here. It's going to check for restricted visibility, particularly having to do with music, copyrights and everything. And then the saver published to what kind of list. There's 3 different ways you can publish it. One of them is private, one of them is unlisted, and one of them is public. If you put it public, it's out there. Anybody can see it anywhere, and it's possible. It's happened to me on a couple of occasions where YouTube will, for some reason, highlight a square dancing video. And then I go from, 20 views to 2,000 views, and they last about 3 seconds. People look at it and go, what the hell is this? And then they go off to something else, okay? Unlisted simply means that YouTube isn't going to put it out there publicly, but anybody can still come across it. If you put an unlisted video in your playlist, people can still see that. The only way to market, if you're trying to put a video out there that you don't want anybody to see except this person, you have to make it private. And then you have to share the email addresses. And they have to be logged in with that email address to see that video. Okay? So know the difference between the private and the unlisted ones.
So what do we want?
Public. Yeah, public. For the most part. Whether or not you want to schedule it, again, I don't ever bother with anything like that. And then the last question is publish. And it will publish the video for you. Now, let me close this out. Take a look at my content. Let's talk about copyright crap right quick. Under restrictions here, you'll see that most of my stuff is none. I have no restrictions on the videos that I post, all right? However, if you got round answers, you're gonna wind up with copyright claims, I guarantee you. Because they use the actual music, all right? And because YouTube is comparing that music that you upload against their monstrous database, you're going to get a copyright claim. Now, the beauty of that, let me get to another page here. I'm trying to find one where, there we go. This gentleman here, he did a copyrighted song. I'm going to go to see details about that. And it comes up, said, I'll never find another you. That was the melody that was used on it. But then here's the important part, right here in the middle. This claim doesn't restrict your video at the moment, okay? I did have one that restricted it, said that it wasn't visible in 2 countries of the world, North Korea and Antarctica. I'm good with that.
I bet that disappointed you.
It did. I built a flight back to North Korea.
Sandwich wouldn't have enjoyed it.
Yeah. There are copyright claims and there are copyright strikes. We'll cover the strike in just a minute, okay? But the copyright claims, I get a bunch of these. I use a service where I download a lot of music from and I get a lot of copyright claims from the people who made the music. All I do is submit my license to them saying I'm licensed to use your music, and they immediately release the claim on it. Where the claim comes in, all right, copyright law is not keeping up with technology. Artificial intelligence, copyrights when it comes to using music in one of your videos, even background music or wedding stuff. The law is way, way behind. And I have to give kudos to YouTube for offering a creative way around this, all right? In this particular case here, they're saying that Daniel O'Donnell owns the melody for this particular song. If your channel has at least 1,000 members, 1,000 people who are subscribed to you that are following you, and if you're broadcasting, if you get at least X number of hours of views in a particular month, then you get a cut of the advertising revenue. YouTube's going to run ads throughout your videos and everything. Whether you see them or not doesn't matter. Because anybody else will watch them, they're going to see an ad. Almost nobody's getting rich other than Mr. Beast. He's probably getting rich off advertising. But most other people who are professional YouTubers aren't getting rich off of YouTube, but they're making some change. Now, after all the years of doing this, I have 667 subscribers. I'm never going to hit 1,000. I'm not overly worried about it. But if I can use a professional song in one of my videos in exchange for losing the 50 cents in advertising that I'm going to lose on that, I'll do that, all right? I'll tell you, there are some artists that you just forget it. Garth Brooks is one of them. Oh gosh, there's a couple others. There's a number of round dance ones that when I record the video, I know better than to upload it, because there's no way in the world that I'm going to be allowed to do that. They're going to restrict it in the United States, and nobody's going to be able to hear it. And they, boy, Kiss, I think, is another one. Anyway, doesn't matter. If you see the copyright things, read the notice that's there. In most cases, it's something going, yeah, we don't care. We're glad you're using our music. Thank you very much. We're going to keep the advertising revenue. Seems like a fair deal to me. All right, I'm good with that. Back there, please.
So please state your name and where you're from, please.
Bob Ridge, Colorado. I had one of those copyright situations, and there's a way to challenge it. took about a month, and they came back and approved it. So I was able to publish it.
Now, did you have a copyright claim or a copyright strike?
I think it basically came back and said the music was copyrighted. And I had a video of our performance team do that piece of music.
Yes, yes.
And I was able to, I guess, challenge it is the word I use. Is that a strike or a claim? I don't know.
If it was a strike, you'd know it. Because, I mean, you get a nasty letter from YouTube. Copyright strikes, if you get 3 of those, they will delete your channel and all of your videos at one shot. Copyright strikes are serious. I've never had one, all right? It's the big record labels that think you're intentionally infringing on their copyrights. They'll issue a copyright strike.
Okay, I don't believe it was a strike.
Probably not.
It basically just told me that it was copyrighted.
Yeah.
And it gave me an option to challenge.
Correct.
And I submitted all the stuff on what I was doing and why, and I got an email back about a month later saying, it's all okay.
Yeah.
And I haven't been back in to see whether what that particular screen has for it.
You'll get another email from YouTube going, it's been resolved, we've taken it off there, but if you go back, you'll see that it says none of the restrictions there.
Okay.
And what Bob's talking about is right here, and I don't know how far I can get with this, but take action. Like for instance, those music pieces that I get from the service that I use, that I'm licensed to use, when I get a copyright claim, I come here, I hit the take action button, and then I just, hey look, I'm disputing the claim on this. Fill out the little form, it says processing time up to 30 days. If the person who made the claim against you doesn't respond in 30 days, you win automatically, all right? So they only have 30 days to respond. And it's like, it's original content, I made it, licensed, I have a license to use it, copyright exception for fair use, parodies, and those kind of things. Public domain, mine is 99 times out of 100, I have a license to use your music, okay? But in things like around dancers and stuff where I do not have a license, nor do I have permission to use it, you guys keep the advertising revenue. I'm okay with that. And if some fool ever hit me with a copyright strike, I just simply remove the video. I'm not going to lose my channel over, some dispute over a copyright thing. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. Kelly for Sal again. So do you have permission, because the companies that do the square dance calls have changed the music somehow and it is now theirs and they are allowing you to use it?
It's something I really should talk to the music producers about. If for no other reason than being an additional revenue stream for the producers, you're not going to find too many square dancing organizations that's going to have massive amounts of subscribers that are getting advertising revenue. But you might as well get some share of it. So if the music producers were to submit their waveform signatures of the 9,000 songs that are in the Music for Callers site, submit it to YouTube, they'd accept it, and then they would match those signatures, and then put a copyright claim on there. Hey, keep it, and then the music goes back to the producers. But right now, the music producers for square dancers have none of that out there. So that's why you'll see all my nones there, because it's not matching anything in the database. Okay? That help?
Sort of.
Okay, all right. So quickly, let me, because we're running out of time here. I'm going to go there. Oh, if you are brand new to YouTube, it's been so long since I've done this. If you're brand new to YouTube, you'll have to verify your account. It's a really quick process, but it'll allow you to upload videos longer than 15 minutes. You can add custom thumbnails, live stream stuff, and things like that too. But again, it's like throwing your phone number to the thing, and they'll very quick, and it's pretty quick. All right, so Facebook, all right? Putting stuff on Facebook really is nothing more than simply adding a post and adding a video to it. Let me show you some groups that I suggest you post your videos if you want them to get wide views and everything. The first one is near and dear to my heart because I'm the one that started it. Square Dance Videos. We've got about 1,500 members in it. It is all videos, and boy, I am ruthless about that. Somebody posts, hey, how's the weather in Albuquerque? Don't care. We'll delete your post. Put a video on it. You can ask about Albuquerque all you want in that case, man. But otherwise, I want nothing but videos. And where I was going with the stupid thing was I found out that, Roku, you could build custom channels. I thought, let's build a Square Dance channel. And then the rights questions alone made me go, no, never, not doing that. But yeah, go to Square Dance videos. We get lots and lots of different Square Dance videos from all around the world. It's a good place to post your videos and get lots and lots of views too. All right, the second one, this was singular, or that was plural. This is singular, Square Dance Video. They've got about 3 times as many members as Square Dance Videos does. They've been in business a lot longer than I have. But like mine, it's really all about Square Dance Video. So that's another good place for you to post that. Then there's Square Dancers. That's the Facebook group named Square Dancers. They've got nearly 9,000 members. Okay, there's a lot of traffic in there. Okay, so but throw your videos out there too, because really the goal is you want to get some views. This is Square Dance Friends. It's a much smaller group, but they're very focused on contributors and stuff. Videos are welcome there. If you are doing a video as a promotion for an upcoming dance or an upcoming event, a seminar or something like that, well, then go over to Square Dance Flyers, where they welcome Square Dance videos over there. I send stuff over here all the time. But I will tell you, it's a busy forum. Okay, it's easy to have your stuff buried in here in just a matter of days because they are so busy. Everybody and his mother is putting out, flyers and everything. All right. This is a video promotion that I did called Boldly Go Dancing. Everybody turn around and see that hot blonde in the back? That's Kathy. She's my squeeze. We did this on the site I'm not supposed to talk about. I've got free promotion videos. If you're going to do a new class or something like that, I'll customize the video for your club, your organization, post it on your Facebook page, post it on your websites and things like that. This is one of them that I did where it's kind of a mix up with the Star Trek and square dancing.
Captain, they're square dancing, an ancient Earth practice known for enhancing physical coordination, teamwork, and cognitive function.
Cognitive function? From
Isn't that her back there? Yeah, that's good.
dancing?
She likes it when I make her hair long, So anyway, but now, I am not a fan of Facebook. I never have been. But like Willie Sutton and Robin the Banks, that's where the money is. That's where the people are. They're all on Facebook. So you can see down here in the corner that on YouTube, and I post my videos to both places, both YouTube and Facebook, because there's a lot of people that aren't on Facebook. And I don't want a Facebook account, so they can't see the videos that I'm doing. So I post them to both locations, but where it got 1.4 thousand views on YouTube, on Facebook, it got 17,000 views, all right? Anybody ever seen this one?
This one.
Yeah. Yeah. All AI generated, every bit of it, well, except Vernon. But here on YouTube, it got 1.6 thousand views. On Facebook, it got 27,000 views. So post your stuff to Facebook. You're going to get a lot more views out of it and everything. All right, let me see if there's anything else I need to talk about. I'm running out of stuff. We've got about 5 minutes left. Are there any other questions, anything anybody might have?
Mike Prescott from Anchorage, Alaska. You mentioned earlier that you get around a lot of the copyright issues by saying you have a license to use it. Is that the same kind of license that we as Square Dance callers have?
No. No, you're an in-house lawyer, correct me on this. My understanding is that's your license to perform the music in public, right? That does not cover the license to, and there's a fancy word for that kind of license, and I'm sorry, it's escaping my thing, where you want to put.
Mechanical.
No, it's not a mechanical license. It's a different kind of one. Mechanical is what you got to get to create it in the first place. I believe it's called a sync license. I think that's the proper legal term, is a sync license, when you're gonna put music to your video. And I've briefly talked to a couple of copyright lawyers, and they go, yeah, that's kind of what you need, but they are expensive as hell. And that's why I just kind of turn the other way, and I let YouTube do its magic and give them the advertising revenue. Thank you. Yes, sir. Anybody else?
Michael Street again. One of the things that has just kind of over the last year become a bigger aspect is changing the 9.3 or 3.9 into 9.3 of Reels. Got a 25% higher viewer ratio.
I have no idea what you just said.
Okay, if you look on Facebook, you'll see Reels.
Oh, yeah. Oh. You're talking the orientation.
Correct.
Going from a portrait to landscape.
And there's a 25% higher viewer ratio on Reels than there is on standard.
We've only got 3 minutes. I would love to debate you over that, because I
can give you the statistics.
No. I don't disagree with them. The only problem is it's not age banded. It's the younger people, I think, that are looking at, because that's the way they hold their cell phones, where the old dinosaurs like me are, I got a DSLR. I want to do it in land. I agree with your assessment, I do, and I have a feeling that pretty soon we're going to have to go. In fact, the live feed that I did for the dance last night, Facebook came up and said, you have to put this in portrait mode. Really? I can't do a landscape? Yeah, it would not let me start streaming in landscape mode. So, yeah, Dorothy, well, you're 12.
I am not.
She just looks at the generational thing. I think Eric CALLERLAB one more time. So just really quickly to understand the 1,000 threshold, what you're kind of saying is you're under that threshold, you're under the radar. And when you get over 1,000, and YouTube says, hey, you're starting to generate revenue. Now we're going to start looking at your licensing and your copyright issues. That's kind of where you're.
No. They look at it all the time.
They look at it all the time.
From one subscriber on.
Okay, well, what happens at the 1,000 point when you say you don't care or they don't?
At the 1,000 point, then I can start sharing the revenue they get for advertising.
Oh, you can start receiving?
Yes,
right.
Yeah, I would start making some minuscule amount.
So what's that got to do with whether or not you're clearing the licensing on this thing? I'm not sure how.
Let me get over there real quick.
So, yeah,
that's
you
right.
said there were 600, so you didn't really care if you got to 1,000, so you're not going to get their revenue, but somehow you made it seem like then they were going to ignore the licensing or something, or what were you saying?
Hang on, let me catch up.
We've got 2 minutes.
Yep.
So talk fast.
Okay, on the content here, you see that one copyright claim. Whether I have 1 subscriber or I have 1,000 subscribers, if they have a valid copyright claim, they get the advertising revenue.
They who?
The copyright owner
The
does.
copyright claimer gets it, not?
Yes,
Okay,
not me, yeah.
Got it.
Now, YouTube splits it in half, 50-50. YouTube gets 50% of it, whoever owns the copyright gets 50% of it.
Got it.
In this case though, because I have the nuns, YouTube gets it all. Because I don't have 1,000 subscribers.
Got
So
it.
they're not gonna pay me anything.
Okay, so
They're paying me to generate content.
if you didn't fight the copyright claim and let it go, would it still work? They get the copyright claim doesn't take care of it because they just get the money on it. So
Yeah, and that's how YouTube is ahead of copyright law right now.
So
Okay,
it's-
this Daniel O'Donnell guy, this name right here,
Yeah.
he's the fellow that claims he owns the
Basically,
company.
says, I want half the revenue. That's why I saw it. And if you say, okay, fine,
And he gets it.
then just go on.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
Yeah, and I have no problem with that. Yeah, because I'm not getting any money off of it anyway.
Yeah. Thank you.
If I had 10,000 subscribers, I might worry about it, but I don't. I got 600, so.
Okay.
I think we're out of time. Hey, thank you all very much for coming. If you've got any questions, happy to answer
Let's
those.
have a good hand, friend hand for Dorothy. One microphone, and for Mr. Ray Owens. Enjoy the rest of your convention.